Hello, friends.
Hey.
It's the Cinemondo podcast.
Whoops.
You guys ever heard of a writer named Stephen King? You like Stephen King?
I've heard of that guy. He's pretty good.
But have you heard of Richard Bachman? See,
Right.
when I worked for New American Library back in 1983, and back when that was Richard Bachman who had written these 4 novels.
Yeah.
And the latest one was called Thinner.
Yes.
And I worked in the publicity department when my first job out of college, and we all knew that Stephen King really was Richard Bachman.
Right.
But nobody
We
else
all knew
did.
this.
And
Why did he hide? Why was he being so? Why did he do that? It was weird.
Sort of like how we all knew the Dukes of the Stratosphere were XTC.
Right.
Well, the thing is, like with the Richard Bachman thing, the books weren't even that different from what Stephen King would write. I never understood why he did that. It was very strange. I can get that.
I don't know why he did it either, but Richard Bachman was really like his, like his eye doctor or something.
I think it was because he was saying that some of those books were a little bit more violent than he wanted to be.
They're not, though.
But I think that was what his explanation was. He wanted to be able to kind of go full tilt,
Which he didn't do. So.
Which, yeah, I mean,
which was a lie.
Stephen King goes there so often.
I know. What's he
Right.
holding back on us? I don't know.
Yeah.
But this one is a film that's coming out September 12th, and it was directed by Francis Lawrence, who's done a lot of films, and JT Mollner, he wrote the screenplay. He did this film called Strange Darling, which I highly recommend. He wrote and directed it. It's a beautifully interesting serial killer film that really was edge of your seat from the first minute. So highly recommend that. It stars Cooper Hoffman, David Jonsson, who I believe was in Alien Romulus, Mark Hamill, Judy Greer, Josh Hamilton, big cast. So
and we have this poster that's kind of intriguing.
It's basically walk or die. That's it.
Yeah.
Walk or die.
You can't stop walking. So
yeah, but there's a guy there standing in your way with a gun. What are you supposed to do? That just doesn't seem fair. But they have the walk or die. I think it's interesting that they say they have this logo that looks like The Walking Dead, and it says walking it, and then it all feels very Walking Dead to me.
It does.
So skeleton, DSAT, we got a guy. He's army. We got tanks. And we got people walking. So I mean,
you got the phrase at the top, walk or die, which is like Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. I know. It's really strange.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why somebody in the meetings about this didn't say, do you guys think this might look a little bit too much like The Walking Dead?
They might want it to look like The Walking
Someone
Dead.
else probably said, that's what we want.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
And then also Stephen King's owning it now. He's like, no, who's Richard Bachman? I don't know. We're doing Stephen King now. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
It's a book that I don't remember. I feel like I've read every Stephen King book, and for some reason I feel like I've read this one, or maybe just got it in my head that I have, and that's why I haven't read it.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't remember it. It's
I
supposedly
feel like I've read every Stephen King book, and then things are coming out where I'm like, I didn't read that one. How'd they get past me? I don't know.
There's a few. He's written some sort of crime novels in recent years, like what was it called, Joyland, and things like that. That I've read that are great. Yeah. But this one takes place in a future dystopian kind of Death Race 2000 kind of vibe, rollerball kind of thing.
All right, let's check it out. Let's see.
Running Man kind of thing.
Yeah, Walking Man.
Walking Dead Man.
Not quite as dramatic.
Yeah. All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Here we go. Ready? And quiet.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Freeze.
Hank Olson's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
We did the very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera.
Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
You'll never find another
wear Converse on a long walk.
I'm the last of my kind.
Burk, warning. Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking.
Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it.
Second warning. Third warning.
They just shoot you?
It takes heavy sack to sign up for this contest. I'm not going to go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this.
Sounds like Mark Hamill to me.
If you fall below the speed of 3 miles per hour, you get your ticket.
Rough voice now.
Walk until there's only one of you left. Who's ready to win?
love Mark Hamill. He's so
It took me a while to realize the truth of this.
Kitty.
This is
didn't have eyes.
You'll walk as long as you can. But sometimes the body won't listen. For some, your heart will stop. For others, your brain. And the blood will flow suddenly. There's one winner.
Oh, God.
And no finish line.
That's great. What I like about it is kind of like almost like one of those really minimal, like almost it doesn't, but happens in one room. Like I love the minimalism. Like they're just walking down the road, and it's just going to be that the whole time, and you're gonna have all this character interaction. I love how it starts off kind of like, yeah, we're just walking, it's gonna be fun, and then it starts getting worse and worse. They almost show too much.
Too much. That's my first instinct. I don't want to see that far into the process. I want to see it happen.
Right.
They shouldn't have shown who doesn't make it and who makes it. It's like let us discover that. And I mean, but yeah, it does have a real, Stephen King premise and a Stephen King, Richard Matheson kind of
Richard Matheson vibe, like
simplicity of
simple, but they showed way too much. Just show the start of it, and then maybe Walker died. That's enough. I don't want to know the first person that dies, because I know three people,
or the last three people that are alive at the end. That it gets down to that. It's like,
why do you fuck up a movie with a bad trailer?
I know, but what I liked about it is like I love the palette. It has that kind of really desaturated, almost retro vibe. I really liked that. It was beautifully shot. And it felt like it had a lot of like long camera shots, like long tracking shots, which makes it feel even longer. And you're with them, it's like really beautifully done. And you don't really see the army guy, like they're more like symbolic. You just sort of see silhouette or just seeing a piece of a gun. They kept it really minimal, like they're not even people. And I thought that was really interesting to see that, because it's beautifully shot. And the isolation of it, you see these long shots, and they're just it's a little group walking down this long abandoned road, no cars, just tanks.
And the idea that you get to know these characters. I mean, it's Stephen King, so the characters are going to be incredible if they translate it well from the book. And it has the treasure known as Mark Hamill in it, which. I think he really is Luke Skywalker.
I love him so much.
And the casting is good, because they're familiar faces, but mostly people we don't know. And I go back to Alien, where you go, I didn't, who's going to survive in this movie?
Yes,
really didn't know, because nobody was a star.
But now they kind of blew it, because you go, okay, well, I think there's 2 or 3 at the end that I kind of know. But if I didn't know who was going to die and they didn't show it, I have no idea, because there's no big stars in this movie. Mark Hamill's the biggest star. He's the general, or the military guy.
He's gonna be narrating it for us. It looks like he's gonna be kind of the this is what the rules are, this is how it works, this is where you're gonna end up, you gotta have somebody setting the parameters. I like that.
And it has that desperation too, that feeling of like you were saying, Kathy, at the beginning, where everybody's like, I'm thinking about that money. And what was that movie? They shoot horses, don't they? About the dance contest, it starts off, it's like, dancing, that's cool, it's just dance. But then it gets into this brutality part where it's like people are desperate, they really need the money, and they
it's
really
like Squid Game. It's a Squid Game thing.
Squid Game. It is. It totally is. It's like live or die. That's how you play the game. So this looks really cool, though. I mean, even though they showed too much, I'm interested in seeing it. It looks pretty fun, and I like this sort of low budget look, even though they have a few stars in it. I love that sort of really minimalism and the beautiful photography. It looks great.
Well, Stephen King does this kind of stuff so well, where you take a simple, like we were talking to Richard Matheson, where you take a simple idea, walk until you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so good.
And that idea right there is one of those things. Well, it just sounds like, I could do that. Just walk, right?
How hard could it be?
I can take a walk, and then you start thinking about the edges of your sanity and your physical breakdown that you're gonna experience.
One little ankle twist, and then you're just completely out of it. Like, it could be that it wasn't such a bad ankle twist, but then as you keep walking, it gets worse and worse. And
makes me think of when I was in school and they used to make us run around the track until
I hated the
physical
test. What was that called?
Yeah, physical. I did a walkathon in high school. I remember we had to walk 20 miles, and it was tough, man. You know,
that's a lot.
They used to make us run around the track until you couldn't run anymore. It just run until you
run until you're done. That's
until you die.
How many push-ups can you do?
3.
Fortunately for girls, it was like 1. But you know, it didn't seem fair to the guys.
For some guys, it was like 3, like me. You know, I couldn't
girls
do
had
one.
to be easy during that physical test. It's like, come on.
Anyway,
I tell people I have tuberculosis. I can't do push-ups. Yeah, that's why they named me Burk. That's
oh my god,
that's funny.
All right, you guys. So let us know in the comments. Did you read the book? Is it good? Don't give away any spoilers, even though I think
I did. I actually did read it, but it's worth. I think this is a good. It looks good. I like the screenwriter. Check out his other film, Strange Darling. So let's check out.
I'm gonna watch it, even though I saw this trailer.
So don't be more into it. It'll be like a longer version of the trailer.
Yeah, let's see the whole movie. That's enough. We'll forget about it before it comes out. All right, everybody.
Yeah, block it out of your mind. Forget.
We're gonna go walking now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Bye everybody.